think this is a real important issue that we have before us today. I've worked on truancy for a number of years, going back to when I worked at the Department of Education. Last session, I had a bill that would prohibit driver's licenses for teenagers that are chronically truant. And I took a lot of grief from the folks on the left about that bill. But I think truancy is a tremendously important issue for us here in Michigan. Now, I believe this bill has very good intentions, but there are some provisions that cause me concerns. I want to relay a story. When I was first running for office, I was knocking on doors. And I had a long conversation with a gentleman who had a young teenage daughter. She just didn't want to go to school. So every day, well, not every day, but many days, he would be late for work, drop her off at the school, watch her walk into that school, stay there, and then go to work. And she would walk in that school, through the school, and out the back door. He was at his wit's end. So now I have to go back to him and tell him what's going to happen if he's on FIP benefits. Well, she's going to be unruly, and you're now going to lose your benefits as a result. I think that the bill and the way it's structured now, it punishes those families with children that are under 16 for the actions of the child, not the parent, the child. Yesterday we had an amendment that would have limited the benefit removal to only the child. I was encouraged to see the roll call vote and was disappointed that it didn't receive a majority support. Yesterday, the sponsor told us that DHS has rules that will ensure that the family is not affected. And that actually made me a little more optimistic about the bill. But the problem is that's not in the bill. We're counting on DHS and saying that agency has rules and trust us. You know, they're gonna evaluate, but we're not putting that in the law that we are passing on behalf of our constituents. I keep hearing, you know, we don't want administrative rule and administrative policies to govern. It's the law that should govern. Well, in this case, we're saying, trust us, DHS has the policy. I offered an amendment on third reading today that basically required DHS to have such a policy. Because as the previous speaker commented on, after hearing that yesterday, we looked it up, and DHS doesn't have that policy. They have a memo that went out that basically told their workers that they have to document what's going on and then put it into an Excel spreadsheet. So I was hopeful that my amendment would be adopted, at least for us to say DHS has to have this policy, which apparently they don't. So I'm happy that we're addressing truancy today, and I do believe the sponsor's intentions are pure. I compliment the sponsor for taking this issue on. When parents are purposely keeping their children at home and enabling truancy, then they should be punished. But this bill does go too far because it not only, instead of punishing the child that's unruly and the parents that enable it, this bill goes further and says that that it could punish other children as a result of the unruly child. It could punish siblings and it could punish parents. I hope that as this bill moves along the process, this will get fixed. I see the writing on the wall for today, and I expect this will pass. I wish that we would at least instruct DHS to have some kind of policy that ensures that review, but without that amendment, I can't vote for this bill, and I'm disappointed to have to say that. Thank you for the time, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Schor.
Mr. Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4041, there are 74 aye votes and 36 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.